So there I was, man, it was the first day of my freshman year of high school. I mean, I was super excited to get back to school because, you know, I hadn't seen most of my friends over the summer and stuff, but I had one problem that had developed over the summer: sweaty armpits. Before high school, my sweat pores didn't even exist, and all of a sudden when I get to high school, it's like they just open up, like the floodgates of sweat start coming. I know it's really gross, right? But here's the deal, no shirt was safe from the sweaty armpits. But I'd come up with a little plan, and it consisted of Kleenex and baby powder. So here's the deal, I'm gonna help all you smelly dudes out right now. This is how you take care of sweaty armpits. You go into your school bathroom and you lock yourself in the stall. You then raise your wet armpit, dab away any excess moisture with the Kleenex. You then dust your pit with some baby powder. Once again, you dab just to make sure there's no extra moisture left over, and you prop your arm up against something to let it air dry. Guys, it's that easy. Only problem that day is I had forgotten to get rid of the evidence. You see, I had stashed my used Kleenexes from my armpits in my backpack, which is a little gross. My lunch tasted different that day. In third hour, somebody went to get my backpack for a pencil or something like that, and lo and behold, they found my Kleenexes. It was embarrassing. At first, I tried to deny that I had used the Kleenexes and the baby powder for my wet pits, but apparently, someone's brother had the same issue and did the same thing that I did, so my little secret was exposed. And for the rest of the day, the whole freshman class gave me a nickname, which was Sweaty Pits McGee. And so, a life lesson learned from that experience: be careful what you carry around in your backpack. Did you know that what you carry around in your backpack says a lot about who you are as a person? You see, that day, the fact that someone found the sweaty Kleenexes and the baby powder said a lot about me. In fact, a little too much. Think about this. Man, we all have backpacks. Now you might say, yeah, I know, mine's black and gray or whatever. No. You see, we all have spiritual backpacks. We all have this place inside of us where we carry around life experiences or relationships or memories. I mean, it really is almost like this little bag that we carry around with us wherever we go. And some of you, man, you're carrying around some really heavy stuff. Man, your parents' divorce is really weighing on your soul. I mean, the pain that came along with it, you didn't intend to carry that around with you, but right now, it's with you. Or maybe even, man, someone that abused you, maybe physically, the pain from it is with you right now. I mean, many of you are carrying around the heavy stuff that life brings at you, and you don't need to anymore. You see, in Galatians 5:1, it says this: "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again." It's a choice. You see, God leaves it up to you. You can either throw off anything that weighs you down as you run toward God, or you can keep carrying it around with you in your spiritual backpack. When I was in high school, man, I really had issues with my backpack, other than the Kleenex incident. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Your backpack is like a weapon. I mean, you're carrying around 6 heavy textbooks in there. You come around the corner, you hit someone in the face, they're down, they're out, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. My backpack was insanely heavy. Now remember, your spiritual backpack, what we talked about earlier, right? You can choose to put whatever you want in it. That's right, man, whatever experiences or whatever relationships or whatever memories you have, you can choose to put in that spiritual backpack. And people will typically be able to tell what kind of person you are by what you have inside your backpack. For example, many of you know that I'm a pretty legit cowboy. In fact, when I was 7, I nicknamed my dog Tonto, and I had a real cap gun that shot extra loud caps, and I enjoy beef jerky as most cowboys do. With that said, why do you think I had this backpack when I was in grade school? You see, as a 7-year-old, I purchased this amazing piece of baggage because of the huge horse head logo on the front of it. My plan was, as I was walking to class, people would see the horse head and think, man, That's a legit cowboy right there. And my tough cowboy ways would finally be made known. My backpack was a reflection of who I was. I mean, people could just look at the legit horsehead logo on my bag and know that I was a tough cowboy. Now I realize that story is a little bit ridiculous and kind of funny, but the principle is true. The things that you carry around will shape who you'll become. I mean, for instance, if you want to be this amazing professional athlete, you're going to be shaped by the experiences you have in sports. Or maybe for you, you want to work with underprivileged kids who maybe don't have access to clean drinking water or who need medical care. And man, you're going to go on mission trips, and those experiences are going to shape the type of person that you're going to become. I mean, you're going to be this hero to underprivileged kids. Now, those are examples of really positive goals and dreams and things to carry around with you. But the reality is that many of you carry around very, very different things. Heavy things, in fact, man, things that weigh you down. And some of you will say, but Adam, man, listen, I mean, you don't really know what it's like to feel the way I do. You see, I don't have any friends. I sit at home at night. I really don't think that much of myself. I feel like my self-image weighs me down, but nobody really understands me. Maybe for you, you didn't make the team, and this overwhelming sense of I'm not good enough has been with you ever since. Or maybe for you, you were in a bad relationship, and instead of moving on like everyone else is telling you to do, man, the pain of that relationship has stayed with you. I mean, maybe you lost your innocence, or maybe someone abused you in some way, and you just can't shake what it did to you. It's become a burden, in fact, and it's with you right now. Or maybe it's what you look at on the internet when no one sees you. You see, at first you thought, this is just something small, I can carry it for a while, no big deal, right? But now, it's become too heavy for you to carry. What burdens or pain or bad experiences are you carrying around with you right now? I mean, what hurts you? What makes you feel ashamed? What keeps you up at night? What makes you furious? What keeps you from loving? What are your burdens? Know this, that though you may feel like those burdens are yours, they're not. They're God's. He can and will carry them for you. If you're a Christ follower, you don't have to let them weigh you down anymore. Here's the thing. You and I, we don't have much time here on this earth. James 4:14 says that our life is like a mist that is here for a little while and then vanishes. Now, I don't want to scare you here, but the reality is that your life is very short compared to eternity. I mean, you and I have a limited amount of time to live out the plans and the hopes and the dreams that God has for us. And you'll never get to where God wants you to be if you choose to carry around the heavy things that life hands you. You see, you don't need to struggle anymore. I mean, Christ died and struggled enough for the whole entire world. You see, you've been freed from a life of struggle and carrying things that weigh you down. You may be sitting there thinking, you know what, Adam, I wish I could get rid of the heavy things in my life that weigh me down, but for some reason, I just feel like they'll always be with me, no matter how hard I try to get rid of them. I mean, that's exactly what burdens do, right? I mean, they're hard to let go of. They hold you back, they weigh you down, they keep you from running the race that God has intended for you to run. And you see, just when you feel like maybe Christ has freed you from your past or an addiction or a bad relationship, Satan will remind you of it, and you'll be tempted to go back and keep carrying that burden around with you. You see, Jesus Christ is the only person that's carried the burdens of this world on His shoulders and lived to tell about it. You see, that's because He's God, and He's stronger than anything that you carry around with you in your life. And you have a choice. Live the life that God has intended for you to live, free of everything that weighs you down, bad decisions, mistakes, divorce, addictions, everything that weighs you down. or carry them with you and maybe never make it to what God has planned for your life.